Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today is November 19, 2022. Hope you're all doing well. In today's segment, we'll take a look at stocks with very high short ratio and see how to benefit from a short squeeze. So with that, we'll start with a quick market update and then jump into stocks with a high short ratio. So from a market perspective, look, on Friday we had a great market. Market went higher. Dow Jones up by 199, and we got Nasdaq up slightly, and we got S&P 500 also up. As you look through here, as we go into Finviz platform, you could go into futures here. As you go to the futures, you can see how the market has been performing. So I like to look at the indices view here just to get an idea of the market. Look, we got the index view here. We got few of these key index, and look, they've been doing okay since the last October. Look, right from October, just 1 month, we had been doing nicely. It's been going higher. As you can see, we got Dow Jones higher, we got S&P 500 doing nice, higher, going higher. Nasdaq slightly weak but still managed to go higher, and so on and so forth. Look, Europe is doing very good here. It's had a nice bounce back, and we got VIX. VIX is dropping down, as you can see here, and Russell is also doing pretty okay here. So still we got to be careful, mainly because Fed is not our friend, and next week got Fed head stocking, and they'll be pretty much hawkish for most part. That's why market is really not over the woods yet. So you can see market still having some tough time as we go forward. All right, next we'll look at stock screener here and look at stocks with high short ratio. And as you go into screener here, what I've done is I have created my own screener here. As you can see here, I got a lot of these screens I saved here. These are all the filter conditions I saved. So I like to look at my short interest screen here and go from there. Look, this is a stock with a high short interest. If you have Finviz Elite membership, you could pick and choose what you want to see here. Look, I have selected few of these few things here. So typically, I like to look at these things here, and this is where Finviz custom view will come into play. If you have Finviz Elite, you can opt for a custom view, and you can select what you want to see. Look, I've selected these things that I want to see. As you can see, I put check mark for the things I want to see in my custom screen. So with that, what we'll do here is we'll go into the settings, actually filters here, and change some filters. Typically, when I want to play short squeeze game, I may not want to sometimes I'm not interested in the penny stocks. Pretty much they can go up and down wildly. I say over $1 for this screen here. Look, now we got stocks over $1, and look, I've sorted this by short ratio. Look, we got float short here. It's sorted by float short. So this is a very good view here. You could see what's going on in a nice bird's eye view here. As you look through here, keep a watch on both the change. This is 1 day change, as you can see here, and you can also keep a watch on after hour change. You can get an idea how the stocks have done after hours. And as usual, you could also look at 1 week view here just to see how the stocks have been doing in 1 week. Just by looking at, you could see here we got TBLT here. Look, it's had a great short squeeze, 20% higher in 1 week, as you can see here, and also it managed to go higher slightly on Friday. And we got few more here. It's 28%. We got few more here, Rocket, and we got Revolve. Revolve also managed to go higher, 21%, as you can see here. So this is a very good view here. You could if you have Finviz Elite platform, you could download this entire thing into Excel spreadsheet. That's what I do. You can do some more research. And next thing you can do is, in the Finviz, they got nice charting platform here. You could click on the charts. You'll get all these short squeeze stocks here. I will also say filter off, so you get a bigger view here. Look, you could, bird's eye view, you can look at all these stocks here and look at the chart and see what might go higher. As you can see here, some of these stocks, these are all one-day chart here. By looking at this, you get a good idea what to pick. All right, now what we'll do is we'll go into a Excel spreadsheet where I have compiled the data from various data sources like Finviz, Stock Rover, TradingView, Fintel, and so on and so forth, just to make some good idea on these short squeeze candidates. All right, so here is the view here. This is a quick Excel spreadsheet. So this is sorted by short ratio. Look, I got the short ratio right here. This is the short ratio from Finviz, and I also have a short ratio from Fintel. The next column right here, this is a short ratio from Fintel. It's always good to have two sources because sometimes you will see the wide variance between what Finviz might say and what Fintel might say. It's always good to have maybe two sources or more, mainly because the short data sometimes people don't get the right short data. All right, so with that, let's jump in here. For the folks who have not looked at this in detail, I will quickly walk through a few columns and we'll go from there. So as you can see here, ticker is self-explanatory. We got the company name, current price, market capitalization, and next two are very important. I got here insider and institutional transaction. That tells you how much insiders are buying or selling recently. This is a very good indication. Typically, if insiders are buying, that's a good, that's a very good idea. If the insiders are buying, you can buy along with the insiders. But look, in case of Beyond Meat here, we got insiders selling slightly, institutions selling. That's why stock tanked big time here. And then you got volume. I have filtered here by volume, more than 1 million shares traded. So you can see here all these stocks are traded more than 1 million. And then you got price volume. This is very important. Many times volume could be huge, but if you look at the price times volume, that's how much money has been transacted. You can see here Beyond Meat, even the volume is 1.7 million, but the money perspective, the price times volume is just 23 million, as you can see here. Whereas Carvana, look, there is a nice 179 million. That's a good number here. It's always good to look at the price volume. It gives an idea how much money has been transacted. And then very important, we got volume, 10 day, 30 day, 60 day. It's very important to get an idea of how the volume, you don't want to buy when the volume is drying up. For example, Beyond Meat volume is drying up big time, as you can see here. Current volume is 44% below 10-day volume, 39% below 30-day volume, and so on and so forth here. In these scenarios, you got to do a little more research and go from there. And then you got RSI. I love RSI. We got 14-day RSI and 7-day RSI. This tells me how is the stock doing? Is it becoming stronger? Is it becoming weaker? Right now, by looking at this here for Beyond Meat, you can see here 14-day RSI is 43 and 7-day RSI is 41. That tells you it's getting slightly weaker in the near term. And then you got IV rank for the folks who want to play in the options market. It gives a good idea how is the volatility doing. Volatility below 50%, that tells you volatility is not great. If it is above 50%, it may be a good idea to basically do some sell some put options below at a good support level. And then you got option interest. Many times folks want to play in the option market. They don't know what the open interest. Just by looking at this open interest, you'll get a good idea. Is it worth to play these stocks in the option market or not? Look, right now, by looking at this, Beyond Meat has got a little bit lower open interest. I typically love when the open interest is more than 1 million. As you can see here, you got BBBY, open interest is more than 1 million. And then you can look at the put call ratio. That tells you how much is the put call ratio. Is the calls being traded more or puts being traded more? By looking at Beyond Meat put call ratio here, 0.71, it tells you calls are traded more and puts are traded slightly less. The put call ratio is more than 1, that means puts are traded more. And I also have one more column I hid here in between. I can bring that up. As you see here, I will unhide this right here, and we got put call open interest here. Look, put call ratio is really what happened on the last day or current day. This tells you on Friday we got more calls than puts. But if you look at the overall open interest perspective, of all the stock options held by the traders, if you see here, now we got put call ratio by considering the open interest, it's 1.23. That tells you there are more put options traded overall than call options, basically held by investors and traders. That tells you it's still bearish, but by looking at the put call ratio, you'll see is it going from bearish to bullish or not. Right now, by looking at Beyond Meat here, overall put call open interest perspective is 1.23. That's the aggregate, but on Friday it's becoming slightly bullish. That's why put call volume on Friday is 0.71, slightly bullish. Then you got short ratio here, like we talked about. We got short ratio from Finviz here and Fintel. When both of them agree, that tells you probably it's a good number because both these data sources have the almost same short ratio. But in some cases, both these numbers vary. As an example, if you look at switch here, look switch, we got here Finviz saying it's 31%, but Fintel saying it's 11%. So there's a disagreement between these two data sources. It's good to keep in mind when these disagreements occur. I would rather look at the chart and make a good judgment. And you could also look at the price action. We'll take a look at that too here. As you look through here, whenever there's a disagreement, then you could look at the price action by looking at this here. Let's see here, we got we got here Fintel and Fintech and divergence right here in Rocket. And you could look at the price here from a price perspective. Look, stock has gone higher. Looks like they had a short squeeze in 10-day and 1 month. Nice short squeeze here. That tells you by looking at this, probably short ratio may be lower. This might favor what Fintel is saying here, because some of these squeeze happened, and that might have resulted in the short ratio coming slightly below. All right, so I think we are talking about not that one here. We're talking about switch here. As you go to the switch here, by looking at the price action is going up. As the price goes up, performance goes higher. Probably folks have reduced their short positions here. That's why maybe in this scenario, maybe Fintel might have a better source. But many times these short ratios, you got to be slightly careful. But in this case, probably you can go with the Fintel's short ratio here. All right, so with that, we got a few more things. We got here, very important to understand how is the short interest change. Is it going up or down? If the short interest is going up, that means folks are still shorting. If the short interest is going down, for example, upstart here, that tells you folks are not shorting more. They're actually reducing their short position. It's good to understand if the short interest is going higher or lower. And then you got borrow rate here. When the borrow rate is high, folks are a little bit, they have to pay more to borrow. For example, in case of Beyond Meat here, look, borrow rate is 40.20 here. You got to pay more money. Whereas in Carvana's case, borrow rate is lower. Folks can still borrow when the borrow rate is lower, but when the borrow rate goes higher, folks are a little bit worried about borrowing more. They might even They might even start covering their short positions because the borrow rate is high. And we got days to cover. This tells you how many days might be required to cover the short positions. If it is higher, that tells you it can have a greater short squeeze. So keep a look at the the days to cover also. Then you got short squeeze score here. This is from Fintel. Higher short squeeze score that tells you there is a good chance that a squeeze might be in play. So typically, keep a watch on high short squeeze score here, like above 70 is a good one. But look, we got apron here. Apron has got a 91 here. It's good to understand. Next, we got gamma squeeze. It's good to have a higher gamma squeeze. Gamma squeeze is very relevant when these stocks are traded in the options market, heavy options market volume, especially nearer term, say 1 week out. How is it doing? Do we have more out of the money? Out of the money options traded or not? So the moment you have a gamma squeeze, that tells you folks are really trading the out of the money options. That tells you stock can go higher. So this is a good one. The moment you have a higher gamma squeeze score, there is a higher chance of short squeeze. Again, both these scores, short squeeze score and gamma squeeze score, are from Fintel. If you're interested, it's a great platform. You could subscribe to Fintel. It's about $25 per month or so, not too much. Then you got float here. For the folks who are newer to this float, when you want to play short squeeze game, you want float to be lower, preferably below say 100 million. And in some cases here, Nikola float is slightly higher, as you can see here. Typically, if the market cap is higher, in this case of Nikola here, look, market cap is 1.2 billion. That's why relatively, float is slightly higher. But you got to keep a watch on this one here. If the float is high, that means more supply available. So it's not a great sign for you to short squeeze. But if the float is low, that means not too many stocks available. Folks, the short sellers will cover and stock can rocket higher. And then you got few fundamentals here: earnings per share and price to sales. And then more importantly, we got here performance all the way from 1 day to 1 year and 2 year and so on and so forth. Now we got a good idea here. We'll go into a little more detail here. All right, so look, as usual, keep a watch on insider and institutions here. Look, we got nice insider and institution here. Keep a watch on stocks like Carvana here. Look, I like Carvana. Carvana has been going down big time. Look at the stock price here. Just a year ago, Carvana was $250 or so. Now it's $8, as you can see here. And look, insiders are buying. That's a good sign here. And as you scan through here, short ratio perspective, Finviz says 39, Fintel says 43, and short interest is going higher. Folks are shorting more, as you can see here. Short interest change is positive 20. Borrow rate is still high, so this could be a good one here. Look, stock has been going down big time, as you can see here. We got performance perspective. Look, stock is still going down big time. And I would also look at the volume here for Carvana. Look, from a volume perspective, keep a watch on volume here. Look, from a current volume is 24% lower than 10-day volume, but it's higher than 30-day volume by 9%, and so on and so forth. And importantly, look at the RSI levels here. RSI is going from 34 in 14-day RSI to 35. That tells you Carvana is getting stronger here, even though short interest is increasing, but stock is slightly becoming stronger. I would love to take a look at Carvana, mainly because RSI is going higher. All right, so we got few more here. As you can see here, we got few more stocks. Keep a watch on insider and institution here. Looks like VTNR. Look, institutions are buying 7%. That's a good sign here, but stock is getting clobbered. Look, volume is coming down, as you can see here, big time. And look, from an RSI perspective, it's slightly getting weaker. And VTNR is overall, it's a good company, as many of you know here. Look at the performance here. As you look through here, stock has done nice. It has performed very well, as you can see here. VTNR, keep watching the 5-year performance, 814%. Look at 1-year performance, 75%. It's overall it does very well. Look, near term, 1 day, 5 day, 10 day, it's down, but look at 1 month and 3 month, it's higher. This could be a good one you could take a look at, and probably probably take a position here as it gets weaker, mainly because, as you can see here, we got VTNR. It's a institutions are buying, so you could also buy along with the institutions, even though insiders are selling. But from a volume perspective, look, volume is drying up, as you can see here. Its current volume is below its 10-day, 30-day, 60-day volume. That's why you got to be looking at the chart before you take a position here. All right, so list goes on here, as you can see here. One thing I always do is I look at how the stock has been doing in 1 day and 5-day and 10-day. That gives me a good idea, should I buy or not. Look, just by looking at this here, you pretty much know here, ALLO, Halogen, it's having good time here. Look, it's trying to go higher. That tells you maybe you have a play here. You could buy some Halogen here. It has not gone up too much here, slowly going higher. You could take a look at companies like this one here. And then you got one more here, Apron, after coming down big time here. Slowly Apron is trying to make a small comeback in 1 day here. So you could look at such companies here. Instead of going after falling knife, you can look at companies that are improving slightly in 1 day, 5 day. And then we got a few more here. Look, we got a Switch. Switch is a good data center company, as many of you know here. Look, that's also going higher. You could look at such companies here, and you could also look at other factors that we'll talk about. All right, so look, all these Bitcoin stocks are done big time here. Look, we got Marathon Digital, MARA. Look, stock is done big time. But look what's going on here. Volume perspective, volume is picking up, as you can see here. Current volume is 11% more than 10-day volume, and 27% more. So volume is picking up. That's a good sign here. But look, just by looking at this RSI levels, you can see here, RSI 14-day is 52, RSI 7-day is 50. That tells you it's slightly getting weaker. But I like companies like it's actually Fisker here. Fisker, you could open a small position here and go from there. And we got a few more here. We're talking about the Marathon Digital earlier. Marathon Digital is right here. Look, it's also nice volume uptick here. But look at the RSI. This got clobbered. If you're a little bit longer term investor, you could buy some Marathon, mainly because all this crypto fallout here with FTX token. That's why all these stocks are coming down to earth. You could buy some if you're a long-term type person here. Look at the short ratio, nice 30% short ratio. So you could buy some Fintel. Have a little bit longer term time frame here. And we've got a few more, as you can see here. Now what we'll do is we'll look at short squeeze score more than 70, and look at those candidates here. All right, so let's look at short squeeze score greater than 70. That tells you, what stocks have got higher probability of squeezing. We could look at such candidates here. Look, now we got short squeeze score more than 70. You could look at this short list here, and you could play along and buy them. And if you're option trader, you could also look at the gamma squeeze score. That tells you in the short-term options market if the folks are buying out of the money call options. So I could say here more than 70 here, greater than 70. This will tell me in the options market, which of these stocks have got a high chance of squeezing. Now we got stocks here. These stocks might have a high chance of squeezing. Mainly because they got nice short squeeze score as well as nice gamma squeeze score. You could look at these candidates here. All right, so what we'll do now is we'll go into a couple platforms and look at some of these stocks and go from there. First, we'll go into one of my favorite platform called TradingView. I think many of you know TradingView. TradingView is a great platform here. If you don't have TradingView, I recommend starting with a TradingView free account so you can get a good idea. And if you can spend some money, say $13 per month or so, I recommend TradingView Pro. That's what I have here. With the TradingView Pro, you can get two charts side by side, and you could also download all these data. If you go to the screener here, look, we got nice set of data here. You could download all these data into your Excel spreadsheet, just like I've done, and you could do some, you could really look at multiple data sources, combine them, come up with the great insights. So with that, I will make it smaller here. We'll focus on the chart. What I've done is I've uploaded my shortlist candidates from my Excel spreadsheet. Top of the list is Beyond Meat, as you can see here, BYND. If you're a short squeeze trader, I recommend you to add this indicator here. It's the lazy bear squeeze indicator. So I will show you how to add this here. You could just click on slash, so it will bring up this view here. As you can see here, the moment I click on slash, it basically brings up all these indicators. So I got this lazy bear indicator. I just say lazy here. Look, we got lazy squeeze momentum indicator by lazy bear. This is the one I'm using in both of my charts. Look, it's got 81,000 folks using it. So it's a good short-term indicator for the folks who are playing short squeeze game. I highly recommend them to add it to their their chart. But if you don't have TradingView, if you have Thinkorswim, you could add TTM squeeze indicator by John Carter. It's available in a Thinkorswim platform. All right, so next we can look at some of these stocks here. Look, we got Beyond Meat here. As you look through here, what I've done is I've got a 15 minutes chart here. Look, I got 15 minutes chart. Look, 15. So this is really a 15-minute chart, and then you got a 30-minute chart on the right hand side. The idea of having this is really 15 minutes charts will give you a couple days. It's a little bit shorter term, but it will give you a couple days. As you can see here, we got 14, 15, 16, 17th of November, and so on and so forth. Whereas a 30-day chart will give you a couple more days, so that way you get a little bit longer term horizon. So these days stock market is very volatile. I recommend, especially if you're a short squeeze type player, focus on 15 minutes chart and a 30 minutes chart, and then here and also look at the squeeze indicator. And look from a squeeze indicator perspective, look in a 15 minutes chart here, look what's going on here. The lazy bear indicator is telling you the red bars are getting shorter. That tells you there is some positive indication. And if you look at the chart here, look, we got a couple of nice green bars here. That tells you stock is trying to go higher after getting beaten down here. So this is a good indication. It's not quite out of the wood yet. The moment you see some green bars on top here, like here, that tells you it may be getting stronger. But right now it's getting stronger mainly because red bars are getting shorter. There is some chance this stock can go higher. And look, we got a 30-minute chart here. As you look through here, you got some small green bars, as you can see here. If I make it a little bit bigger here, all right. Look, there are some small green bars here that tells you it's trying to get stronger. And also look, we got nice peak and valley here. Stock came down nicely. As you can see here, started to go higher. Stock started selling off here. Now it's trying to go higher. That's why at this time you could slowly buy. Stock got clobbered big time. Look at the stock price here. It's about $13 here. Stock got clobbered here. You could slowly start a position here. And for the folks who want to look at the fundamentals, they could look at some of these numbers here. They can look at the earnings, they could look at the quarterly statement from TradingView here, but it's not doing great. As you can see here, net income is negative. Wall Street does not like it, that's why it's coming down here. All right, that's the Beyond Meat here. It's been very difficult for Beyond Meat, as you can see here. And next, let's actually look at the Beyond Meat in the option market. So what I typically like to do is I like to go into my favorite option flow tool. It's a TradingView. Many of you might be having TradingView platform. Look, it's a nice platform here, and it tells you in the options flow what's going on. Look, in the options flow, as you can see here, let's go into options in a minute, but it kind of tells you nice overview of what's going on from a market cap perspective, profit margin perspective, little fundamentals for you, and then it gives you a chart from a chart perspective. Look, it's coming down here. And then we got here, most importantly, I will take you to this chart here. This tells you about the short interest. Look, they got a couple from all the way to August 25th, as you can see here, all the way to current date. It tells you how is the short interest doing. Look, right now short interest is it went higher slightly, but it started coming down. Look, short interest is coming down. That tells you stock might have a small squeeze, mainly because short interest is coming down of late here. All right, so it's a nice chart here. That's one of the reasons I like this platform. They give a very visually good chart. Then you could look at other things like how are the analysts thinking and so on and so forth. So many things going on here. Analysts are thinking underweight right now, maintain neutral, equal weight, so not great from an analyst perspective here. Next, you could look at the options flow here. I love to look at the options flow. I give Beyond Meat here, and I basically want to look at sweeps. Sweeps tells you folks are desperate to buy regardless of the price. They want to buy looking at multiple exchanges. And I also want to look at the out of the money to look at their conviction, and non-spreads, because spreads is really doesn't show you conviction. They're really spreading, whereas it's the open order, single order that tells you the conviction. Look, we got here a couple of things going on. We got a sweep. Currently stock price is around 13 or so. Right now we got a stock price is 13.35, and we got here strike price 17.5. There is a call. We couldn't conclude. Look, it's a sell, meaning folks are selling a call option here. Not a great sign. They're spending 45K to sell a call option at strike price 17.5. They're collecting nice premium here. Next one is $14 call option here. Probably this one could be a buy, but this platform couldn't quite tell. That's why the side is empty here. This could be a buy. Somebody might be buying a call option. $14 strike, as you can see here, for 11.25, which is next week, as you can think of here. And they're spending cool $39,000, as you can see here. And last one is a put option. Somebody's really selling a put option. That's a bullish play, as many of you know here. Selling put option is good. Actually, first one is actually selling put option is bullish strategy. Somebody is selling a $14 put options, as you can see here. Current price is when the price was 14.18, and they earned a nice premium here, 30K. Overall, by looking at this here, probably these two are bullish plays, and the top one is bearish. Looks like tide may be turning. This might be going higher. Next thing I want to look at is Beyond Meat options dashboard. This is my favorite when it comes to this platform here. So typically I like to look at maybe a 15 minutes chart here. These guys have done some good charting here within this platform. And then I would look at the dark pool level. I love to look at probably a monthly type dark pool level to really see what are the folks doing. Are they buying in the dark market, or are they selling? By looking at this, you can see here We got nice 800k here ask. That means at $16, as you can see here, somebody bought a nice nice stocks in the dark pool dark market here. That's a good indication. At the same time, folks have spent some money here, 492k and 618k, to really sell some short this stock. That tells you folks are not very bullish. They are really shorting or selling the stock here. And then you got here some more here. We got here a bid, which is again shorting or selling here. And finally we got a call here. Look, we got 14.2. We got nice cool 707k here. That tells you that this may be a good support level. Stock may be heading towards 14.2 here. And folks also bought some call options here. This can be a nice support level. If the stock comes lower, it will provide a support level. But look, stock can head into this 14.2 type levels, mainly because there is a nice buy here, 707k here. That's how you interpret this. You could look at a couple other things here. I love to look at these open interest here. Look at 10.5. There is nice put open interest, as you can see here. The red is put, and I would also try to typically look at the GEX here, gamma exposure. I love this gamma exposure chart, from TradingView here. That tells you by looking at this, you got to watch out for high gamma exposure here. By looking at this here, we don't have high gamma exposure on the lower side here. That's why this could be a good one here. I would probably look, gamma exposure on the lower side is very small here. The moment you see big red bars, something like huge big red bars, that tells you that it's a good support at those levels. Stock will be attracted to those levels, but in this case you don't see such things here. At 16.0 here, there's a good gamma exposure here. So as you can see here, there's a chance that stock can go higher. All right, so this also, I also love to look at this dealer Greek buildup. This tells you what's going on here. Whenever the individual players like us buy the call option, look what's going on here. We are, if we sell put options, dealers have to buy. So right now looks like the dealers are buying buying. That's why you see here green. Even though stock is going down, when folks buy call options, dealers have to buy the stock itself by the corresponding or proportionate delta. That's why dealers have some positive delta right now. So that's not a great sign, but given the stock has fallen down so much, it may be okay. All right, so let's go back here. If we look at a couple more stocks, look, we talked about Beyond Meat, and then we got Carvana here. Look, Carvana here, look, this stock is going higher in a 15-minute chart. Look, a nice 2 candles here that tells you stock is trying to go higher. And same story in a 30-minute chart. It's trying to go higher. Look at the lazy bear indicator that tells you these red bars are becoming smaller and smaller. And we got a first green bar here. This tells you this stock can go higher and squeeze those short sellers. And next we'll do the same thing here. We'll not go into all the details. I will take you directly to the stock dashboard, from TradingView here, and we'll look at that. So I'll say here CVNA, Carvana. All right. So as you can see here, we'll skip through all these things here, go directly to the short, here, short interest. Look, short interest overall has come down, as you can see here. But there is a, on Friday, looks like short interest slightly went higher. So what we'll do is now we'll jump into the options market here and look at the options flow here. Look, we got options flow. We can bring up CVNA here. All right, from an options flow perspective, look, we got a call going on here. Somebody's selling a call option. It's a sweep, which is a bearish, as many of you know here. Overall flow is bearish, and they are spending about 50K. This is not a small, small individual investor. Probably it's maybe a hedge fund or something. They're spending 50K here and selling a call option with the strike price 8, as you can see here. And when the stock spot price is 7.96, that tells you these guys are pretty gutsy here. By looking at this here, it's a sell. When the stock is 7.96, they're selling a $8 strike price call option. You can't say conclusively by looking at, because the strike price is so close to spot price, this could be a bullish play also. But TradingView's platform is thinking it may be a sell by looking at few details like bid, ask, and so on and so forth. Alright, so next we will look at few more things here and go into options dashboard here and bring up CVNA Carvana. Alright, so let's bring up Carvana here and see what's going on. Look, overall flow is bearish. Put to call ratio 0.47. that means less calls than puts. Net premium is negative. Folks are really net premium negative, tells you it's bearish. Algo flow is bearish. Right now it's all bearish, as you can see here. And importantly, I like to look at the dark pool levels here. You can say 15-minute chart here and go into the dark pool level here and say monthly. Look, as you look to the dark pool level here, look, we got a nice positive dark pool. I like when I see nice and positive dark pool. That tells you there is a lot of support for Carvana at $8, 8.3, 7.7, 7.4. These can act as good support level. That's what's going on here. Look, we got 8.3, 8.8 acting as support. Stock has gone higher. I think it's a good indication that it's a nice support level here. That's why stock can go higher. And then you can look at the DEX, the gamma exposure here, and see what's going on. Look, from a gamma exposure perspective, GEX perspective, look, we got a nice and high bar here at 20. Typically I would I like to see gamma exposure about say 0.4, 0.5. That's significant. Right now gamma exposure is not too much. Typically these red bars tells you stock has got some momentum towards it, but right now stock being around 13 or so here. Look, we got nice red bar here. That tells you this could be a nice support level for the stock around $10 here. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll also look at a few more stocks here. We'll go back to this platform here, TradingView. Look, we got a few more here. You could look at Allo here. Look, from an Allo perspective, look, stock is cruising along. Look, in a 15-minute chart here, stock has done great. Look at the nice bull run here. And it's also doing nicely when it comes to say 30-minute chart, doing nicely. But you got to keep a watch on the trend. Look, from a trend perspective, in lazy bear indicator, these green bars are getting shorter. That tells you this rally is getting slightly tired here. And here on this chart here, you can see here it's trying to decide where to go. Generally trend is lower. When this happens, you got to be slightly careful, and I would not jump in at this time, and I would rather wait. And we got a few more here. VTNR is the next one here. VTNR, same story here. Look, on a 15-minute chart, lazy bear indicator is telling you this is getting a little bit tired. Look, green bars are getting shorter. But on the 30-day indicator, this is telling you, hey, party is not over yet. I would go with the longer term. In this case, 30-day, I would probably buy slightly and build a small position here. And we got a few more here. As you see here, we got Bed Bath and Beyond. I know many of you love Bed Bath and Beyond. Look, this one is getting slightly stronger. Look, these red bars are getting shorter. That's a good sign. And on the longer term, looks like we still have red bars going down. You got to be slightly careful, but you could slightly build a position here. What I will do is I will take you to the stock dashboard here, and let's look at the short interest level for BBBY. All right, so we got Bed Bath and Beyond here, As you look through here, we got nice short interest level here. Look, this is daily short sales volume data. As you can see here, look, short interest is coming down. That tells you, these shorts are really trying to exit their position, as you can see here. And now let's go into the options flow and see what's going on for BBBY here. All right, so we can say BBBY. All right, so look, overall BBBY is bearish from an options perspective. Net premium is 0, as you can see here. Nothing much going on. Let's see here. I think this might not have come properly. Let's try one last time here. BBBY. All right, looks like there is nothing much going on. That's why you don't see too much data here. Let's skip over BBBY and let's see if we can go into the options dashboard here for BBBY. All right, so BBBY, we got options dashboard here. Look, overall looks like it's a bullish that's a good sign here. I would go into this 15 minutes chart here and try to look at the dark pool level and see what's going on here from a dark pool perspective. Let's go into a monthly view here. All right, look, in this case there is some good dark pool level at the lower level acting as support, but look at the higher level here, we got negative dark pool activity going on at look at 3.8 and basically at 3.8 level. So this will act as a resistance level. So that's why this one is probably it can go here to 3.5. There's a nice activity going on here. And at 3.6, we don't know conclusively whether it's a buy or sell. That's why it's in white here. So probably stock can get attracted to 3.5 level here, mainly because nice support level at 3.5 and 3.6. All right, so with that, what we'll do is we'll go look at the GAX level here and see gamma exposure. Look, from a gamma exposure level here, nothing much going on. We can pretty much ignore this one here. All right, so we'll look at maybe 2 or 3 more here and we'll conclude. Look, we got a few more here. We got Upstart and Apron and so on and so forth. What we'll do right now, we'll probably look at Upstart very quickly, and we'll look at a couple of these stocks like AMC and a couple of these GameStop and conclude. Look, from a Upstart perspective, look, we got nice uptrending here in a 15-minute chart, nice uptrend. And if you look at the 30-minute chart, it tells you it's negative. That's why you cannot say conclusively here. But I would slowly build some position here and take it from there. Look, it's got nice volume here at about $19 or so here. So I would slowly build some position. You could also look at live option flow, which is my favorite here, and you could say UPST here. All right, so live option flow perspective, look, there is a nice sweep going on here that tells you folks want to buy call options at strike price 40. Wow, that's a good gutsy move here. They want to buy at strike price 40, and currently price is at about 19.23, and they've spent about let's see here, premium is $215. They've spent around $215,000. And look, this is a little bit longer term. They're thinking by 2023 June, that'll be nice. This stock can go double. Basically, they're betting money here. Nice 215K. That's a good sign here. And then we can go to options dashboard, my favorite, and look at what's going on here for UPST. All right, so Upstart coming up here. So what I would typically do is, as usual, look at the 15 minutes chart here and look at the dark pool level as usual, and look at the monthly dark pool level. It kind of gives a good idea what's going on from a dark pool perspective. Look, from a dark pool perspective, let's see here. We got a nice support level right here, about $20. Look, 4.38 million, and we got some undecisive 2.32 million. This could be buy or sell. This will act as a nice support level and attract the price to around 20.2 here. That's a nice it can act as a nice support level to pull the stock towards it. And then you got nice 3.41 million ask here. This also can pull the stock to that level here. Then we got negative and couple of inconclusive here, so that's why you got to be slightly careful here. And as you scan through here, next we'll look at open interest perspective 25. Look, nice call open interest at 25, and look, we got at about say 29.30. Nice call open interest. Looks like there's some bullish activity going on in upstart here. And by looking at this here, gamma exposure, my favorite. Look, there is a nice support level here, about 19.5, or actually about $20 here. Look, there is a $20 nice support here. Price will be attracted to $20 pretty soon here. I like whenever I see this nice red bar here above the current price, that tells you stock will be attracted to this level pretty soon. All right, so we could also look at the stock dashboard here for upstart here and see how the short interest is panning out. All right, so we got here nice very short right here. Look, shorts are really folding. Short volume is coming down, as you can see here. That's a good sign. All right, so let's look at one or two more here. We'll go back here, and let's go back here and go to the chart. What I will do now is we'll look at probably two more stock here. We'll look at AMC, and then look at one more, which is GameStop. All right, let's look at AMC here. Look, from an AMC perspective, stock, as you can see, we got 15 minutes chart here. Stock is cruising higher. That's a good sign. And look, the green bar is getting stronger. That's also a good sign here. In a 30-minute, this is actually 15-minute chart. In a 15-minute chart, as you can see here, it's going higher, but 30-minute chart, it's negative. That's why you got to be slightly careful here. Probably you should be slightly carefully if you want to buy the stock or option for that matter. Buy it at slightly lower level call here and go from there. And we'll do a little more research here by looking at options dashboard from TradingView to really see what's going on here. All right, let's go back here and provide AMC. All right, so let's look at AMC here and see what options market is telling. Look, AMC is overall bearish in the options market, but on the positive side, there is more call buying going on. That's a good sign. Net premium is negative. That tells you folks are not very bullish. It's bearish right now. All right, so by looking at this, we'll do the same trick here. We'll say 15-minute chart here, and let's look at the dark pool level on a monthly frequency here. All right, look, this one is there is nice dark pool levels, as you can see here. Looks like somebody sold some at lower level here, 5.3. But look at on the positive side, we got nice ask at 7.6. Stock will be attracted to this level here. It's almost there. And at 7.8 also we got some dark pool. We don't know buy or sell. That's why it's white. So looks like there's some positive momentum here. And next we'll look at the gamma exposure levels. One of my favorite. Look, from a gamma exposure level here. Look, we got a nice and high right here. Look. This can be a good level here, 7.5. Stock will be pulled toward this level here. It's already above this level. Right now it's 7.59. So I think that's a good sign. But the problem is the moment you see the big candle, big bar like this, price can stay at that level. It's like a magnet. It will attract the price towards 7.5. All right. So now let's look at one more here, GameStop, and conclude. All right, GameStop, GME, as many of you know here. Look, GameStop is getting stronger. Look at 15 minutes chart, it's trying to go higher, but in a 30-minute chart it's trying to go lower, as you can see here. And look, overall it's trying to trend higher, so I would wait for a pullback, slight pullback, and then buy. And as you go through here, we'll go back to our options flow here, go to options dashboard and provide GameStop here. All right, so let's look at GameStop here. Right now it's bearish, as you can see here. That's why you can wait for a slight pullback here, but folks are buying more call options. Net premium is negative, it's bearish. Algo flow is negative, as you can see here. And then you could look at a 15-minute chart here and go into dark pool level and say I will say monthly dark pool, and go from there. From monthly dark pool level, look, this one has got nice some of the bear positioning here at 27, 26, and so on and so forth, as you can see here. And there's a nice bullish at 27. So these levels here, $27. This can act as a good support level now. Now the stock is higher than 27.1, and stock can be pulled toward this 27.8. There is some good things going on here. Next, we look at the gamma exposure level here and go from there. From a gamma exposure level here, look, I've got it right here, 26.5, nice support level, nice big gamma exposure here. That tells you stock can be pulled toward this level here. You could also see, if you are a little bit shorter term here, you could say 7 days here, and look, in a 7-day time frame, we got nice and high bar here, 26.5. That tells you stock can be pulled toward the 26.5 here. So that's why I wait for a slight pullback and then buy. All right, so what we'll do is we'll conclude here. Thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.